Hi, I'm Emily, a contributing blogger at secondarysolutionsblog.com, and today I'm going to do a quick tutorial about how to use Prezi, a stunning visual presentation tool that you can use instead of PowerPoint. I've been teaching for 8 years in high school and junior high English, and I love Prezi for my own lectures, and also students like to create Prezis for their presentations. So I hope you enjoy this tutorial, and if you have any questions or comments, please visit us at secondarysolutionsblog.com. Thanks. So the first thing to know about Prezi is that there are different subscription options. As you can see, there is a public option, which is $0 a month, the Enjoy upgrade, which is less than $5 a month, and then the Pro, which is $13.25 a month. The biggest differences being the amount of storage space that you get with the subscription, but it gets better. If you're a student or a teacher, you click on the student and teacher licenses, and now there's no regular public option. Your Enjoy option is $0 a month, and then you get all the Pro features for less than $5 a month if you use your school's email address to sign up. So you definitely want to make sure that you get that educator price for Prezi when you sign up for the first time. When you're all signed up and you're on your Prezi Dashboard, you can see all of your presentations, and from here you can edit them, you can share them, you can delete them, you can see all of your presentations that you've created. So I'll show you, if I click on the thumbnail for my back to school Prezi here, I could present it online, I could download it so that I don't need to have internet access whenever I'm presenting it. I could save a copy, especially if I wanted to edit it for a different class or a different year. I could share it, so I could do shared editing with other people that I invite, or I could get an embed code to put it online on a website or any web tool that I want to use. I can click through it. I can change the name, I can make it public, and I can trash it. I'm going to go back to my home page, and I'm going to click Create a New Prezi. And when you create a new Prezi, you're going to have some options for some templates, or you can make one from scratch. I'm going to make one from scratch just so that you can see all the steps of it, and that way it'll make using a template so much easier. I love the templates. Some of them are so cute for different presentations that you're giving, and they're really easy to use. So here's just a look at a lot of the templates that they have. I'm going to click Start a Blank Prezi here. And I start with one single frame, and I want to start editing it and making it my own right away. For the purpose of this tutorial, I'm going to pretend like I'm making a presentation for the college application boot camp that I help with during the summer for incoming high school seniors. And I'm going to try to use all the tricks to give you a good idea of the power of Prezi. I'll start by customizing my theme. So I'm going to go up to Themes up here, and I'm going to pick the pre-made theme that I like, which is this sketchy theme. And then I'm going to go down and I'm going to click Customize It. And here on Customize It, I could add a custom logo, a 3D background. I can change the fonts, I can change the colors of the fonts just to reflect what I like or the colors that I'm going for here. Then I click Next, and I can change the colors of my frames. So I might want, let's see, purples and greens and oranges, some vibrant colors, make sure that students stay awake during my lecture. And I'm going to click Done, and I'm all ready to start adding things to my presentation. With Prezi, everything is grouped by frame, so right now I only have one frame. When you create your ideas in frames, it helps you to logically keep things together, and it also makes it really easy to move things around as you start to do the design phase at the end of making your presentation. Whenever you're on this screen, you can click anywhere and add words, add anything you want to say, and you can click on it and delete it. The other thing you can do for anything is zoom in, zoom out. You can go back to the home. If you do make words, you can change it to title, you can change it to subtitle. You're limited to those things that you picked at the beginning. You can click and drag it around to move things around so you get a better view. You can change the size like this. You can change the color by clicking this. Or you could also change the size by dragging this around. You can take that, if you click on the hand, you can move your words around. If you click on the plus, you can make them bigger. The minus, you can make them smaller. If you go off the side of one of the anchors, you can rotate your words any way around. And then, of course, you can just click on it and delete it to get started. So now I'm ready to start adding my content, and the first thing I want to get across to students is to be the most interesting version of yourself. I want to talk to them about making sure that they pick important, interesting details about their life, but also that they are being authentic to themselves. So that's my first main statement here. And I could change it to the different fonts that I chose at the beginning. I'm going to put it up here, and then I'm going to start to insert visuals that will help them to understand. That'll be basically talking points for me with what I want to do. So I'm going to go insert up here, and I'm going to insert first from a file. So I click that, and I'm going to click college application essay. Let's see, and I made a little meme of my son being cliche because I want to talk to them about not choosing to be cliche here. So it's going to take a second to process. And then it's going to show up. And I'm going to make it just a little bit bigger because I'm going to nest other things inside of it. So it says, I don't always avoid cliches, but when I do, it's on college apps. And then I want to insert a couple more things. So let's see, insert a YouTube video. And when you go to insert a YouTube video, you just paste the YouTube link right here and it'll show up just like that picture just did. So I have this video from Miss Congeniality, the movie where everyone answers basically world peace, and then the Sandra Bullock character actually is herself. And so I want to talk to them a little bit about that. So I'll just put that right there for now. So I've inserted a picture from a file. I've inserted a picture or a YouTube video. I can also insert a PowerPoint slide because I've already made a PowerPoint from previous years about this and I don't want to lose that content or retype that content. So if I click on PowerPoint, here's how I can do that. Let's see. So I go college application essays, and it's going to upload right here and show me my PowerPoint slides. Now I have all the slides from my college essay talk PowerPoint from previous years, and I could choose to insert all the slides and then arrange them, or I could just choose select slides for the content that I'm talking about. So I'm going to click on this one. It's just a short example, and it just has 3 little bullet points here. The nice thing is the slides can be edited once they're imported. So if you don't like the way something looks, you can, if there's a typo, you can change all of that. Let's see, I can change the font around, I can change the size within here, I can flip it upside down if I wanted to, I can do anything I want. So I inserted my slide and now I'm going to zoom out a little bit and I'm going to click on the frame and I'm going to make it a lot smaller so that I can fit it inside this frame for now. And then I'll zoom in again so I can see the whole frame. And now I want to insert an image from Google Images. So you just go Insert Image, and then you can search Google Images with images licensed for commercial use or not. So I want to look and see if I've got something that says be yourself. And all of them will come up here and it'll give you a warning if it's not high enough resolution to look good on Prezi. And so that one I obviously wouldn't want to pick. And then I can just go through and select the one that I like. So I like this one. I'm going to click Insert, and there it is. It's really big right now. It's actually on top of everything, so I'm going to shrink it down and move it to the side here. So really, in such quick time, I've inserted a file from my computer, a YouTube video, a PowerPoint slide, and a Google image, all within this first frame of information, which is, I'm going to talk about, be the most interesting version of yourself. So before I go and nest everything and put everything together here, I want to make sure that I have everything on my path. So I go over here and I click Edit Path, and I've started with the whole frame. The first thing I want to do is show the words. The next thing I want to do is show this picture. Then I want to have my YouTube video. I want to have my PowerPoint slide, and then I want to end with my Google image, and then I want to zoom back out and see the big picture here. And now that I've got my path edited, now I can do some nesting. Sometimes when you make things really small, really fast, you lose them on your path and then it's hard to find them. So click Done here, and I'm going to zoom in, and I'm going to take this YouTube video and I'm going to nest it inside this the sunglasses of my son. So I'm just going to make it really small. Might need to zoom in a little bit more here. And I'm going to put it right in his sunglasses, even smaller, so you almost can't even tell it's there. And then I'm going to zoom back out. I'm going to put this PowerPoint inside the other frame of his glasses. So I'm just zooming in and then zooming back out. Make sure that it's small, doesn't distract from the picture. And then I'm going to put my Google image somewhere in the back. Maybe we'll put it on his spoon here. And I'm going to push the home button to zoom out. So I want to test my presentation to make sure everything is showing up and it's looking good. So I'm going to click this present button. It's going to want to go full screen, and I want to allow the controls, but I'm going to actually make it smaller so that you can see the whole thing. You want to make sure you're starting with the home, so you click that little home button, and then you can click through it either with a space bar or a presenter mouse or with these arrows at the bottom. So it's going to go to the words, so I can talk about that for a second with the kids. Then it's going to show my picture from a file. It's going to flip on over to my PowerPoint slide, which I put upside down. That's why it does that fun flippy thing.
World peace. Definitely world peace. That's easy. World peace. World peace.
What is the one most important thing our society needs?
That would be harsher punishment for parole violators, Stan. And world peace.
So as you can see, my video started playing immediately when I clicked to the video. I can control it, I can rewind it, fast forward, play, pause, change the volume right on here if I'm using a mouse. Then it's going to go over to my Google image and it's going to go back out because that's how I set my path. So that would be my first talking point. First frame or talking point complete. I can easily zoom out a little bit here and create other talking points by clicking on this frames and arrows. I can add bracket frames, another circle frame, a rectangular frame, an invisible frame. So we'll do a couple of each. So here I've inserted a bracket frame. And this one might be, let's see, topics to avoid for their college essays. And I could go through and add any kind of topics and videos and media that I wanted to. I can insert a rectangular frame like this, and it might be, let's see, add a title here, topics to consider. Then I might want to zoom out back to home. I'd add any pictures and videos that I wanted to for that one. I might insert an invisible frame over here and go through the common app topics because they're new this year for 2013. Let's see, I can make this common app topics, and I could go through and add links and videos and other things to that. And after I have all of my main talking points, or my slides if you will, complete, then I want to make a big background idea to bring this whole thing together. So I have an high quality image saved on my computer. Oops. I have a high quality image saved on my computer of UCLA, my alma mater. And you want it to be a high resolution image for your big background in order to make sure that it doesn't pixelate whenever you're zooming in and zooming out. So I'm going to have this nice picture of UCLA here, and I'm going to click on my different frames and move them around. You might put them symbolically leading up the steps, or you might put them in the sky if you're thinking about the kind of dreams that students are doing. In order to get this other one, I need to put this picture in the background, so I can right click on it and send it to the back, and then all my frames are in the front, and I can go ahead and work with it that way. Let's see. So I can click on my frames and I can make them really small so that you almost don't know that they're there whenever you're looking at this picture of UCLA here. I want to make sure that each of my frames is in my path. Now that I have my path set up and my big background picture, I might want to add just a little bit of words, maybe college bound. And since it's got a blue background, I might want to make it, let's say, white. Move it up here. And then I'm ready to present it and see how it's looking. So I click this present tool up here. It's going to go full screen again, but I'm going to make it a little smaller. Hopefully we can see it all. If at any time you're doing your presentation and it's not starting in the right place, just make sure you hit the home button. So I have my big picture about students being college bound, and as I click through my presentation, it's going to start with my first topic being the most interesting version of yourself. It's going to zoom into this picture where I can talk about being cliche. It's going to zoom into my PowerPoint bullet points that I have for them to talk about, and then with the next one it's going to zoom into the YouTube video, so I just want to introduce
World
it before
peace. That's easy. World peace.
World peace.
And then I'm going to go to my Google image where I can talk about the importance of being uniquely yourself. And then it's going to zoom out so I can make sure I talk about any last things about being the most interesting version of yourself. And then if this were a real presentation, I would move on to media and talking points about topics to consider for your essay, topics to avoid for your college essay, and the common app topics, which are new for this year. Then I'll zoom out to my main picture, and I've hopefully given them a presentation that is both visually inspiring and inspiring in content. Remember, if you have any questions, please visit us at secondarysolutionsblog.com.